Alright, welcome back to another repair from the NintendoRepairShop.com. We right here have a NES game that requires a battery to keep the save game persistent in the memory even when the console is off, and the battery has gone dead inside of it, so we're going to have to replace that. What you will need is your replacement battery. We have a BR2032 type battery right here. That's what we're going to be replacing. You will need a 3.8 millimeter security bit that you can get from our website. We sell that online. And then you will need your soldering iron, and you will need solder in order to put the new battery on. So let's go ahead and pop the thing open right here. So we'll grab our 3.8 millimeter security bit, and we're going to just start taking these screws out. And they should be loose enough that you can do this by hand. Other games, sometimes they'll have flathead screws or the slotted type screws on the back right here. Those are decently rare. Most of them have these security bits on them, so you'll just take those 3 screws out on the back right there, and the back cover will just lift right off. It sort of opens up at the bottom and then unhinges from the top part. You can see it has little hooks right there on the top. So we'll set that out of the way for now. Here is the inside. This is the circuit board on the inside right here. Now remember which way it went down. It goes face down into the back side, or I should say the front side of the game cartridge. So we're going to slide that up out of the way. And so in addition to replacing the battery right here, we are also going to clean the contacts down here on the bottom in order to keep the game functioning at its maximum efficiency. So let's go ahead and start taking this battery out. So you can see we have the battery up here on the top left corner right here, if my camera will focus. We are going to sort of point soldering on there, and this one's actually broken off on the underside right there. But regardless, we're going to have to desolder it from the back side right there. So let's grab our soldering iron, and we have it about, I'd say 650 degrees right now. That's probably overkill, but we just want to get it done faster. So we're going to put our soldering iron on there, and it is going to melt those up. Let's go ahead and grab some pliers to make our lives easier. I'm going to stick the pliers underneath the bottom here and sort of grab onto that battery, put pressure on it so that as I'm desoldering it from the top, I can just sort of pull it right out. And I was lucky because the other side is actually broken off. So we're going to get that off, and now we have this one pin that's still stuck on there we have to get out. So we're going to reach underneath and grab that with our pliers and grab on tight to that, and we're going to desolder the other side somehow. Let me get my hands situated here. There we go. That should do it for us. So we're going to put our soldering iron on that, melt that solder up, and pull that pin right out. There we go. The old battery is out. So let's go ahead and clean up these points right here. You can see they're kind of a mess right now, and there's no way we'll be able to stick the new battery inside of those. So let's go ahead and clean those up, sort of melt them down. We will grab our desoldering braid, which is another tool I forgot to mention. This you can use a solder sucker, or you can use a desoldering braid. This is just what I have handy right now. So we're going to use this, and we are going to suck up some of that extra solder that's laying around so that we can put the new battery in easier. So let's heat that braid up. There we go. Sort of move it around, try to suck up some of that old solder. Whoop. Remember, don't breathe that smoke if you don't want cancer. And you should also do this in a well-ventilated area. You know, preferably have a ceiling fan going or something similar. So let's clean up all the solder we can from both sides. It's not cooperating. Okay, here we are. Finally got those cleaned up. You can see right through those holes. That's good. So that's all we really need to do. Just clean them up enough that we could get access to those holes. So sometimes when you order your battery, the ones that we order have, and you can also order from our website, have the solder tabs already spot welded onto them and sticking out on the sides there, as you can see. But only one side, actually, this one over here, which is the positive side, actually is the correct size to fit through the hole. The other side we have to sort of crimp down and make it fit because the hole on the circuit board is smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our pliers and we are going to sort of bend it over like that. You see I'm sort of bending it towards itself to collapse it down to a better size. We'll crimp it down. So let's keep doing that. Sort of flatten it out there. Check to make sure. I'll check to see if it fits in the hole there. Not quite. Needs to be flattened a little bit more. So let's do that. We're just going to keep flattening it out, folding it on top of itself to try to make it fit. Sometimes you might actually have to solder a wire onto this side of the battery and just stick it in that hole, and that's actually what we may end up doing right here because this is not cooperating. There we go. Alright, hold on, I think we actually have this. Try to flatten it out. There we go. I think we sort of got it there. It's ugly, but let's see if it fits. Because if it fits, then it doesn't really matter how ugly it is. So, see if we can sort of wiggle it in there. Oh, it's going through. There we go. There we go. All right. We have one side through the board. Now let's do the other side. The other side, we're just going to slide it in there. And you can make sure that when you look at your battery, for us, positive on the positive side of the battery is on the bottom here, which is this contact right here, which is going to go to the positive side on the circuit board. So let's just sort of slide it in there. And you can see we have both of them through the board. And it doesn't have to be especially flush with the board because you can see all the other components stick up quite a bit. Of course, you don't want it sticking out all over the place, but it doesn't have to be absolutely flush. So there we go. We have it stuck through the other side there. So we're going to bend them over a little bit so they won't fall back through. So there we go. You can see we sort of bent them over there. And now we'll go grab our soldering iron again. Get our solder, and we are going to solder them to the board. The solder we use is very thin for the smaller components, so we're going to have to put a lot on there to make sure it is there. And once again, don't breathe that smoke. Alright, let's touch up, put a little bit more over here on that side. Alright. Put our soldering iron back. There we go, we have it soldered on there. That's our new battery there. So now we are going to clean the contacts on the bottom there. Okay, so next, as I said, we're going to clean the contacts on the bottom there. So we're going to grab our cleaning paste that you can order from our website and our game cleaning kit, which also comes with some specially formed rubbing alcohol that we have. We have a certain ratio that will give you maximum cleanliness on your board. And then also grab a couple of your clean non-static wipes that you can also order from our game cleaning kit on our website. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this this paste right here first, and you may have seen that it will settle in shipping. So shake it up, sort of mix it together. You don't have to be super crazy thorough with this, but we just want to mix the two parts back together. So we're going to take the top off there. We're going to grab one of our wipes here. We'll just sort of fold it in half, like that. And we're going to get some of the paste on there. So we have some of the paste on there, and we are going to take it to these contacts and clean them off really nicely. And as you do this, you can see all the dirt that's coming off. And you may have to do this a couple of times to get it really nice and clean, but make sure you're also applying a decent amount of force to it. Not a lot, but just enough because the paste has metal filings in it, which will help grind down and get rid of the oxidation on the contacts. So we'll do that to one side. Flip our thing around here and look at all that dirt that came off. All that dirt, and oxidation, and everything else you can think of. So we'll get some more on the other side there. Flip our cartridge over. And we're going to clean the other side. And it is recommended you do this with all of your games. At any point in time, if you replace the cartridge on your NES, or replace the 72-pin connector on your NES to help your system start working again, you should do this with all of your games. Otherwise, your games will not work because they will just get your 72-pin connector dirty again. So look at all that crud we got off. So let's put the cap back on our paste. That stuff is very expensive, so make sure you save as much as you can of it. So now we're going to grab our other bottle with our special mixture of alcohol. We're going to get some on our clean cloth, and we are going to wipe away and clean away all of that paste. Because as much as that paste helps clean the system and clean the contacts on here, it will also cause oxidation, so we need to get rid of it. So we're just going to take our rubbing alcohol and we are going to wipe it away. So that side is nice and clean now. Flip over to the other side. You should be able to just flip your wipe over and use the other side because the alcohol should have soaked through your wipe. And we are going to wipe down the other side. Of course, it may get a little dry. We'll have to add a little more alcohol onto it. Wipe that game clean. Alright. Flip your wipe over. Make sure it's nice and dry, even though the alcohol will evaporate itself. So there we go. Let's cap off our alcohol again. You do not want that spilling everywhere. So here we go. We have replaced the battery, and we have cleaned the contacts on both sides and rinsed them off on both sides to make sure they are nice and clean. So let's grab the bottom, or I should say the top, the side with the logo and the sticker on it, of your game, and you're going to take your cartridge, and the side where all the microchips are hanging off, that is going to go face down. So we're going to put it just like that, and you can see it will fit inside of these sort of grooves and layouts that it has on the sides here. Make sure that's nice and flat in there. We will grab the back of the game right here, and I'll put it this way so you can see. It has hooks up on the top there. We're going to hook it in to the top half right there, and set the back half down just like that. And then we are going to use our 3.8mm security bit, and we are going to put those screws back in. Just hand tight, do not over tighten them. They will strip out very easily. Don't worry, we have had countless instances of that. So we're just going to put these in decently snug, not too tight. And like I said, you shouldn't need any sort of power tools for this. You should be able to do this by hand. So there we go. We have our assembled game, and all that's left to do is go stick it in the NES and play it. So thanks for watching our video. We just replaced the battery in an NES game, and we also cleaned the contacts and everything using our game cleaning kit, which you can find on our website, NintendoRepairShop.com. You can also find the replacement batteries on our website. Remember to go check out the site for other repairs, other news, other parts that we have, and check out our other videos on YouTube for more repairs and more diagnostic videos. Thanks for watching.